I cheated on my husband and I leave him to marry my affair partner. Now karma strikes back when I know that my best friend married him. My ex-husband divorced me in 2019 and moved about 2 hours away. A few months into the pandemic he found out that I was cheating with a local shop waiter. I told him that I fell out of love and it is best that we separate. Our divorce was amicable, but once it was finalized I never heard him again. Even when I would wish him well on birthdays and holidays. I even sent him a graduation gift when I heard that he finished his PhD program. Other people in our social circle, including my parents and sister-in-law who sent him a gift, received handwritten thank you cards. My ex-husband is a kind and thoughtful person. And the man I knew would have at least sent a thank you text if his worst enemy sent him a gift. Even though we broke up I didn't think he hated me anyway. My best friend and we have been best friends since college. We live 2 hours apart and she is a lawyer and teaches classes at a university, so she is really busy. Also I have a really busy career. I was a pregnant wife and 3 stepkids. I didn't realize that the texts between us were fewer. And that the last time she finally replied to me was in late 2021. She also falls off the face of the earth when she gets with a new guy. Then when things cool off we all hear from her more. We have always been the kind of friends who could go an extended period without communicating. And then pick up right where we left off. I kept saying that I would eventually call her when things were less busy. My husband and I went to visit the city she and my ex-husband lived in last summer for a week and I tried calling her a couple of times to meet up but she never answered. I was sad but just figured she was busy with work or obsessed with a new boyfriend. I have other friends there so I got to see them. Then I went to the city again by myself in October for a Halloween party. I figured she'd be at this party and I was psyched that I get to see her. Then she was there when I went to say hi and hug her. She looked a little surprised and gave me a weak hug. I told her that I was there during the summer and that I tried calling her so we could hang out. She said, "Yeah, I was on my honeymoon that week. Sorry I didn't get back to you." I was shocked to hear that she'd gotten married and a little hurt that my best friend got married without me even knowing she had a serious boyfriend. But still happy for her like I said. She was a great woman and guys love her. I spit out a rush of questions like, who is he? Where is he? What's his name? What's he like? Where do you meet him? How long have you been together? She paused for a moment and then just bluntly said, "It's Jack." I can't describe how it felt to hear those 2 words come out of her mouth. I felt sick to my stomach and I immediately wanted to die. I have never felt like that before. I just said what the F. She told me that I didn't get to be mad because I broke his heart and they didn't start dating until 2 years after we got divorced. And that I chose to be with some waiter anyway. I drank the rest of the weekend because it was the only way I was able to sleep. I feel betrayed by both of them. My best friend since I was 20 years old married my ex-husband behind my back. I was married to him for 6 years and they were never even friends and now they are in love with each other. I went back home and I know that I was distant with my husband and the kids because I was just hurting so much. After a couple of weeks we had a big fight and he called me out on being distant and accused me of cheating. I finally came clean and told him about my ex and my best friend, which he scoffed about and said he'd known about them for a long time now because of social media. I flew into a rage and we fought for hours. He betrayed me by not telling me the entire time he knew. He didn't say anything when I mentioned my best friend not returning my calls or messages. I didn't get to sleep before going to work and after work I just stayed with my parents for a few days. When I finally went back home, we got into another fight where he accused me of still being in love with my ex. And said that I wouldn't care if I wasn't. I called him stupid and said that he wouldn't understand because he doesn't have any friends. I wouldn't care if my ex-husband got married to anyone else if it wasn't my best friend. I don't see what is so hard to understand about that. We made up eventually, but I feel sick to my stomach every day and things aren't the same in our relationship. I love my husband, but I've come to realize it's not the same way I loved my ex-husband. My husband doesn't love me the same way my ex-husband did either. I started to regret the things that led to our divorce because we were really happy until the moment he left me. I don't even have my best friend to call because she's too busy effing my ex-husband to care about me anymore. Everything feels empty and like a lie now. A lot of friends agree that they both betrayed me, but I think I need to move on. Even my dad and brother told me to get over it. I have to pretend I'm okay. But I'm not. No one gives a poop about mental health when it comes to women. I need advice on what to do and how to get closure. I'm thinking of driving to their city to just show up and force them to talk to me so I can move on. Is that too much to ask? Update. My husband found out I had a baby. But while I was away, he told me about the possibility of the baby not being his. I grieved that so much. But I decided it wasn't good to dwell on it too much right now. Until we knew for sure when she was born. The results came back last week and she isn't his. We haven't made any decisions right now about our relationship. But we are living together for the sake of the kids and his recovery from the news. He said that if I didn't want to be with him anymore, he'd go back to his home state with his mom and stepdad. He also mentioned that he knew he wouldn't get alimony or child support because of our state. But I told him I would help him get back home and his feet. And that's what ended up happening. I'm really sad that the baby isn't his. I wanted her to be his more than anything in the world. But I find it hard to be angry with my husband for some reason. I cheated on my first husband with him, so it's kind of karma anyway. And what could I expect when our relationship started the way that it did? My ex-husband is an amazing man and he deserves to be happy. I sent him an email and just kind of poured my heart out about how sorry I am for hurting him. I would rip my heart out to give to him if it helped him heal from the heartbreak I caused him. I said in the email that I didn't expect a reply and that I would never attempt contact with him again after that. He got in contact with my brother a few times to check on me and he called me twice and we talked for a few hours about everything. He's really happy and he's doing well. I'm proud of him and he deserves to be happy. I am really lucky that I had the years that I had with him. But now it is time to accept how I screwed up and try my best to do better going forward. I don't think I will ever contact him again. But would be happy to hear from him if he ever reaches out again. It still hurts a little. But I understand now that that door is fully closed. The door with my friend is closed too. We haven't spoken and we probably never will. But that's okay. I found out from other friends that she was always loved with my ex-husband and that she was the person who convinced him to move to where they live now.